Here's one thing that bugs the shit out of me. I'm manifesting.
I'm manifesting. Oh, are you?
If you're going to make big money, I want you to think about your specific relationship with outgoing funds.
I see so many people literally wanting to call in big cash months, yet they haven't calibrated their nervous system to be able to hold it.
Everything is mine, thanks to manifestation.
That's such a load of bullshit. And baby, we don't do that, okay? We do law of assumption over here.
Yes, I love this, but if...
Wow, so your brain doesn't really know the difference
between something that happened in real.
Why aren't we using the same processes to manifest what we actually want? So there's such a power. And I'm Alex Tripod, and this is the manifestation game. After coaching thousands around the world and becoming one of the most trusted voices in manifestation, I realize you don't get what you want, you get what you embody. If you're a high-achieving business owner who knows they were born for more wealth, more impact, more freedom, this podcast will unlock the codes. So let's collapse timelines. Let's calibrate to the frequency of your future self, because let's be honest, nothing is real. Everything's a hologram. Let's fucking go. Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome to another episode. And today my team has actually carefully created a list of reels that they want me to react to and give my blunt, honest advice on. So I'm really excited because I've never done anything like this. And I'm just going to keep it raw and real and tell you if I agree or disagree with what they are preaching about manifestation.
If you're going to make big money, your energetic baseline, we need to have a conversation about a couple things. Number one, I want you to think about your specific relationship with outgoing funds. So many people are missing this huge conversation because they're so focused on calling in the money, calling in the money, calling in the money.
She's nailed it. So many of us are focused on calling in money that we freak out when money goes out, and we actually have to start thinking of money as oxygen. Easy come in, easy go out. Money likes to flow, and if you're trying to keep money trapped, then you're actually hoarding money, which is the energy of scarcity. So absolutely nail this.
But here's the thing that I want you to think about. If you're going to call it in, can you actually hold it? Can you actually hold this container? Can the vessel, your nervous system, feel safe holding the amount of money that you actually want to have?
I see so many people literally wanting to call in big cash months, yet they haven't calibrated their nervous system to be able to hold it, which means yay for 30K, 100K cash months, and then all of a sudden their bank accounts are depleted back to zero again. And it's the up, down, yo-yo because we don't feel safe to actually hold it. So I actually think just as important as calling it in is, can I hold it? Which is why I always bang on about having a healthy money buffer. That is probably even more important than a coach that makes 30K or 50K cash months. Cool, show me your fucking bank account and then I'll show you where you're marketing from. Is it scarcity or is it abundance?
And why are we back to telling people that they have to detach from their desire in order for it to manifest? That's such a load of bullshit. See, a lot of y'all be coming over here with that law of attraction shit, and baby, we don't do that, okay? We do law of assumption over here. And with law of...
Yes, and I love this, but if we are so attached and have a white knuckle grip and trying to control it, then actually we do need to detach from needing for it to happen. Like Matthew McConaughey says, you can have anything you desire in your life as long as you don't need it. So there's such a power in actually detaching because you're releasing the charge of, I need that thing in my life, otherwise I don't feel enough, because that creates resistance and then that actually blocks whatever it is that you want from coming in. So I love you, but also both law of assumption and law of detachment.
Assumption, we don't have to detach from shit, because why would I have to detach from something that I already have? Trying to detach from your desires so you can prove that you really don't care about it doesn't do anything except...
Okay, this is not about pretending that you don't really care about it. This is actually going into, I am so whole and enough without this thing. And because I'm coming from a place of wholeness, I'm actually in a much more powerful, energetic place to call it in from that space.
Wow, so your brain doesn't really know the difference between, say that again?
Between something that happened in real life or something that you strongly visualize.
So you could create enough of a visualization for yourself if you really were to powerfully start to focus on it.
Absolutely. You can create such a visceral experience and saturate your subconscious mind on a consistent basis that it doesn't know the difference between fact and fantasy. And the more you immerse yourself in that, the quicker it's going to happen. This is kind of what self-concept is, creating a visceral experience of being that person and having all the stuff and the things in the now where you're literally collapsing time.
And do that and build that ability to visualize something that your brain at one point would have to think it's so true that the world would meet you and put it into your life.
I became obsessed with the power of the mind, meditation, visualization, and just realizing how powerful our minds actually are, like how we really do paint our.
And I think the first time you get that experience of, I visualized it and it happened so fast, but maybe you've just done it with a feather or a cup of coffee. And then all of a sudden you think, what if I could do it with bigger things? And so many of us can manifest little things, like we can think of a blue flower, a blue flower, a blue flower. I promise you might see a blue flower in the next 3 days. But why aren't we using the same processes to manifest what we actually want?
Debunking some manifestation myths, because the things that I see specifically on TikTok is pissing me off. First of all, when it comes to manifestation, there's no purging period right after you get your manifestation. Like, what the fuck? I saw a creator on here talking about how
clearly she hasn't experienced a wormhole.
She gets insanely sick. She feels like she can't get out of bed. Her life falls apart. And then like 2 or 3 days afterwards, she gets her manifestation. And I'm
not always. You don't always have to go into a quantum purging bucket hole. Absolutely. But if you are wanting to experience a quantum shift, in my experience, I've experienced many ego deaths because the old version of you must die. And part of this, you're purging the old you. You're releasing stuff in order to become the new. So yeah, maybe your goals aren't big enough, hun. Play.
You see this? This is my 2025 vision board.
Vision boards. Okay.
This is Forbes. This is what happened yesterday. Forbes. I just hit the Forbes 30 under 30 list. But the point of this video is I manifested myself onto that Forbes 30 under 30 list. And these are all the methods I use to do that because I want you to...
Amazing. Imagine, Queen, if you used the Mind movie. You would have manifested it in 1/10 of the time. Look, I am having a crack. You know me. I don't love vision boards, so love it. Great. Congratulations. Also, Mind movies, shit all over vision boards.
Here's one thing that bugs the shit out of me. I'm manifesting. So there's this...
Me too. I hate it when people say, I'm manifesting. Oh, are you?
One of her posts, it's like her and her husband and her Birkin bag and her Rolls Royce, her husband's matching Rolls Royce, and the biggest fucking private...
Well, to be honest, sounds like they're manifesting pretty well, to be honest. But anyways...
plane you've ever seen in your life. And she literally...
She could be pissed off because she's not manifesting what they have.
Writes in the comment section, I manifested this life. I thought about it and I made it come true.
I bet if you got to the deep dark bottom of it,
well, yeah, okay, but she did. Whether she manifested a sugar daddy that's rich and she didn't work for it, Queen, you've got good self-worth codes that you didn't even need to work for millions. Poof, magic, sugar daddy came along and Rolls Royce came along. I'm like, she actually did manifest it. You don't have to work hard to manifest it. That's also bullshit. Quick pause, legend. If you're loving this episode, you need to watch the Manifestation Game movie. It's not just a film, it's an activation. If you've ever felt like you're doing all the things, vision boards, affirmations, rituals, but you're still not seeing results, this movie will shift your frequency, rewire your beliefs, and give you the missing codes. Watch it now using the link in the show notes. Now back to the episode. All right, story time. Let's see what she says about timelines that she's jumped.
What's something that happened to you that sounds so fake that if you were to tell people, they wouldn't believe you?
This is a story that I haven't told many people because frankly, I feel like everybody would think I'm crazy. When I was 16 years old, I went on a ski trip with my school. I live in Australia and snow is rare, so we had to go an 18-hour bus ride down south to the snow. I was with my friends, we're having a good time, we were excited to go snowboarding, but on only the second day of this trip, my entire life shifted. So because we weren't experienced in snowboarding, most of us school kids would go with the people who worked at this snow lodge, and we'd all snowboard as one big group down the slopes. Some of the courses were more easy, some of them were more difficult, really just depending on what sort of experience you had as a snowboarder. I had none, so I was snowboarding with a big group of people, but I was the person at the very back of this group. Everyone starts to turn around this big mountain. Because I'm 5 seconds behind everyone, I turn around the mountain 5 seconds later. Mind you, it's a super busy day on the snow, it's a beautiful sunny day, and there are people everywhere. And like, not just us school kids, like a lot of people. But when I turn around this big mountain, everyone is gone. Everybody.
I'm just going to say one thing with this. I would never have watched this long of this reel if I wasn't being made to watch it right now. But hey, 1.5 million likes, let's continue.
Who was in front of me was gone, and everybody who was skiing or snowboarding behind me was gone. Like, there were people who were not in the group I was snowboarding with, other people behind me. So once I went around this mountain, they should have followed. I should have been able to see everybody in front of me, because after I turned this mountain, it was just a straight long slope down the hill. But I was dead alone. I'm obviously instantly confused, shocked. I don't understand what's happening. I get my phone out to call my best friend who was on this ski trip with me. And I remember so distinctly, my phone was on like 75% charge. Like, it was charged. But as soon as I pressed the little circle to enter my phone, my whole screen went black and the...
So what she's talking about right now is that she has been plucked out of one timeline and shifted straight into another timeline. She's had a quantum shift, which sounds fucking crazy, but it's absolutely possible.
Was no one looking for me, and everybody very nonchalantly, not in like even a rude way, were just like, oh, hey Chloe, there you are. It was almost as if they were hearing me through a filter and they weren't grasping the gravity of what I was trying to say. I don't know. The whole thing was weird. The energy was off. For the next few days, I stayed in the cabin. I refused to leave the cabin. And then when I got home, things felt slightly off. I don't really know how to explain it, but for example, certain objects in my room were in like a different place. And
yeah, she timeline jumped. She quantum shifted into another reality. That's cool. I love it. Has she reverse engineered how she did this, or did it poof magic just happen? Because she could sell this shit real well. And it can happen, and yet I haven't really heard any stories like this. So this is super unique and also makes sense. And that's all about quantum shifting. Like for me, I'll like every day basically put myself in a different skin suit. And like, for example, like shifting into, 300 to 400K months, that was a quantum shift. However, it's not like people were there and then people weren't there, or my batteries was 90% and it went to 5%. I've had glitches in the matrix, and this is potentially what you could be talking about, glitches in the matrix of the phone battery going down and this and that. However, it's also very interesting how me and my best friends are obsessed with this, and we won't quantum shift that way yet. And not to say that it can't happen. So I just found it a really interesting story, and my conscious mind is like, yeah, awesome. I don't call bullshit on it. Comment below if you've ever experienced anything like this, or maybe a little matrix glitch and you're like, whoa, what the fuck was that? Bashar. Oh, I love Bashar. Bashar's awesome.
Do we ever stay on a timeline very long? Like, do people stay on a timeline, or are we constantly jumping, moving?
We're constantly jumping. What he's saying is we are literally shifting through billions of parallel realities every second.
Yes. So I love this, because how I see the quantum is we're in between the 3D and the 5D right now. So the 4D is like a quantum soup, and I don't call them timelines, but I call them different earths. So all these millions of different earths, and our vibration at any split second can shift, and that'll determine the earth we vibrate in. So we can literally be quantum shifting in thousands of different earths and realities in one day. I love this.
You don't have the same body every second. You have another and another and another and another. This is what he's talking about when we say we are co-creators with creation. You are literally creating a new reality every second. This is the power.
And like, just to prove it to you, haven't you ever had a moment in your life where, like, let's say you wake up, you're in scarcity or whatever, and then you choose to shift your focus into something completely different, and then all of a sudden you're in a different reality? Or maybe it's opposite. You wake up in a good mood and then something happens, boom, all of a sudden you're in scarcity and you're a whole different reality. How did my day turn to shit? This is you literally quantum shifting between different timelines and different earths. I'm a bit scared of this one. There's no music. It's all right. Okay, wait, hang on. What is going on? Okay, so she's using mind movies. Great. I need to watch it one more time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so look, I love the strategy. I really love the strategy. It's like preparing myself. I'm going to, give my subconscious mind prompts of what to look at and visualize before I go to sleep. Then I'm going to play some sort of audio. Then I'm going to go to sleep and poof, magic. I'm going to wake up as, I don't watch Harry Potter. So it's great. Awesome. That's no different to me or you saturating your subconscious mind with your mind movie or your vision board just before you go to sleep and hoping that you're going to quantum jump into that next reality. Awesome conditioning on the subconscious mind, but also poof magic the next day. If you're not taking any action, no poof magic's going to happen. So if you just keep seeing pictures and they're not actually doing anything the next day, then I'm sorry, you're not going to shift into Hogwarts school or that $1 million year. Time to manifest. Show me.
I owe the banks a lot of money, but little do they know, I just learned about manifestation. Now I'm gonna get so much money, I don't need a job. Why? Because I can manifest. I don't need the old gods anymore. I answer to no one. Everything is mine, thanks to manifestation.
Well, he manifested going viral, didn't he? I love this guy. 10 points for creativity and courage for this guy doing this reel. And also, I think he's mocking manifestation, obviously. And it's really harping on about like I'm in debt, I'm in the shitter, I've got no money, but I'm going to manifest it. Doesn't matter that my 3D reality is a shambles because I'm just going to manifest it and poof magic. So yeah, again, this is about you actually taking full responsibility of how the fuck you manifested that reality where you owe the banks a lot of money or whatever it is, and then going, okay, what do I need to change within myself to actually radically change this reality? All right, guys, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed my insights and my reactions of these reels. A lot of them have gone viral and some of them I don't know why, especially the girl that took way too long to share her story about jumping into another timeline. If you have a reel that you'd love me to react to that you think genuinely that I'd be interested to see, feel free to share it to me on Instagram. I'd love to give you my insights. And I'll see you on the next episode, beautiful soul. Thanks for tuning into the manifestation game. If this episode activated something inside of you, please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube so you never miss a drop. Because as you know, my mission is to raise the vibration of humanity on a global scale. So the more people that this reaches, the faster we shift into the new earth. For more daily downloads and frequency shifts, come find me on social media at Alex Tripod. Let's keep manifesting the shit out of life.